been so close to death. She wanted to scream. She thought, all at once, hysterically, she was a little girl again. If she screamed, maybe the terrible apparition would go away. But it did not go away. It reared up high as a very tall tree, and its fangs were hideous. Bartok, who was also frightened, raised his blaster, fired, and missed. Then, for an instant, Jane thought she saw someone running behind the monster. He had a blaster too, and he lifted it. When he fired, there was only a clicking sound, then he fired again. Half the monster's bulk disappeared, and it collapsed in the snow. That was when Bartok shot the other man. Mayhem felt the stab of raw energy in his shoulder. He spun around and fell down, his senses whirling in a vortex of pain. Dimly, he was aware of Bartok's boots crunching on the snow. They fired simultaneously. Bartok missed, and collapsed with a searing hole in his chest. He was dead before he hit the snow. The girl went to Mayhem. Who are you?" "Got to get you back to the ship. No time to talk. Hurry." "But you can't walk like that. You're badly hurt. I'll bring help." "Dangerous. I'll take you." He'd take her, flirting with death. Because, for all he knew, his time on Pluto, objectively, had already totaled 48 hours. If it did, he would never live to get off Pluto. Once his 30 days were up, he would die. Still, there might be danger from other animals between the scout ship and Mozart's lady, and he couldn't let the girl go back alone. It was almost ludicrous, since she had to help him to his feet. He staggered along with her, knowing he would never make it to Mozart's lady and back in time. But if he left her, she was probably doomed too. He'd sacrifice his life for hers. They went 100 yards, Mayhem gripping the blaster and advancing by sheer effort of will. Then he smiled and began to laugh. Jane thought he was hysterical with pain, but he said, "We're a pair of bright ones. The scout ship." Inside, it was very small. They had to lie very close to each other, but they made it. They reached Mozart's lady. Mayhem didn't wait to say goodbye. With what strength remained to him, he almost flung the girl from the scout ship. The pain in his shoulder was very bad, but that wasn't what worried him. What worried him was the roaring in his ears, the vertigo, the mental confusion as his elan drifted, its 30 days up, toward death. He saw the girl enter Mozart's lady. He blasted off, and when the space-bound coffin pierced Pluto's heaviside layer, he called the hub. The voice answered him as if it were miles away, and not halfway across the galaxy. "Good Lord, man, you had us worried. You have about 10 seconds. 10 seconds more, and you would have been dead." Mayhem was too tired to care. Then he felt a wrenching pain, and all at once his elan floated, serene, peaceful, in limbo. He had been plucked from the dying body barely in time to fight mankind's lone battle against the stars again, wherever he was needed, out beyond Pluto. Forever? It wasn't impossible. The end of World Beyond Pluto.